Hello fans of Marvel heroes and friends of my channel, welcome to this mini-series of hero design review as well as the build ideas. So in this mini-series I would like to look into a very quick view of the heroes, bring the hero to one of the shorter cosmic terminals as well, demonstrate how they work, give you some kind of idea on how to build him. Unlike before, I will not go into the max and mins of all these numbers and so on. Why? Because this game is changing so fast, especially now. A hero today may be a zero tomorrow, and vice versa. So I wouldn't want to spend too much time on it, and with all this quality of life update that's still coming up, whatever we say could be rather just academical. But in any case, just a very quick overview of Doctor Strange in case you haven't got around to test him yet, but whether you're interested to do it or so after this video is really entirely up to you. Now, if you are familiar with Doctor Strange, he has a lot of magic around it, a lot of layers of visual effect everywhere. I think that's why a lot of us like to play Doctor Doom. And also he has the incantation kind of like a mechanism. So whenever it does a spell, there's an incantation counter to it. And once you reach a certain kind of mystic energy, things will happen. Be as a debuff to everything around or whatnot. So I'll talk a little bit about that in just a bit. So basically, that is really what what Doctor Strange is in terms of gameplay. He is also very durable in the sense that because he has an image icon, which I always like to use, something that can taunt rather nicely in a cosmic kind of environment. And also now with the talent augmentation, you can call upon the -1 as well as the golem as well. So there's a lot of very interesting kind of gameplay on him. Now, what other changes is something that you may want to take note of is that they switch around the main spender. So it's no longer fans of the Falara is no longer the one that is not a spirit spender anymore. For some of us who love this power animation, it's rather bad news, but they swap it with a line here. Some like it, some I don't really find it inspiring. But in any case, these are some of the changes that's been made to Doctor Strange, and now you cannot hop buttons. I was hoping that they would combine some power together, make it having like a 2 visual effect instead of 1, sort of very intelligently able to, without hot bar dancing, you can still maintain the kind of a visual effect and stuff that's going on. Not really so. The build is very much limited by the talent, because I'll talk a little bit about it later. You may see a lot of power here, but there are only a couple of them that's being clubbed together and being like a buff in a way. So it's something that you have to take note of when you build your Doctor Strange. Now, if we look into Doctor Strange, let's take a look at his trait and talents first. All right. So from a trait perspective, 25% to incantation powers. Is it good? Is it not? Again, different heroes have a different kind of buff from a flat damage perspective. Human Torch may have something against burning, and it's not 25%, something different. Another hero may have something different. So it's very hard to know right now what is going to happen in this game. But what it really means is that incantation is being buffed by 25%. They could have just incorporated into all the numbers, but in any case, it means that the more incantation you have, of course, the better it is. Just from that perspective, he's a fighting intelligent hero. Now, it is also good and bad because if you are fighting heroes, you sacrifice 5% brutal if you pick the fighting note. Assuming that you have 1,000 infinity point, you could have got 6 points on fighting, which translates to 24% increase in your hero damage. But you have to make trade-off, so it's either or. So I picked the brutal strike chance because at the end game, probably those are really good stats. So from an intelligence perspective, I personally find Doctor Strange at this iteration very spirit intensive, especially if you're very on the dot in terms of whenever a cooldown come off from this power, you apply again. I find that you may run into kind of a spirit issue. Now he become a medkit hero, like I always say. Some heroes are just blessed with no problem with resource at all, but some hero become a medkit hero. What it really means is that you just have to constantly press the medkit button as and when it's on cooldown, so as to sustain your spirit kind of consumption. So if you need to lower your cost, there are a couple of ways, either through the low-key hero synergy and or through the intelligence nodes as well, because the intelligence nodes will give you the instead of intelligence, you can lower the spirit cost. So that's another way for you to build your Doctor Strange. All right. So now, This is the one that you can't change anyway. This is how the game is being designed right now. Mystic Energy, like I mentioned before, whenever you incantate, you incantation spell, you have the you have one Mystic Energy here. And last but not the least, the flat dodge hero, meaning that he's not that durable in terms of the on average. On the worst case scenario, he's not that durable, but on average, it's all right because sometimes you can dodge, sometimes you can deflect. But like I always say, you can't really leave the chance when there's a lot of intensive things against you. So defense would be good. So any stats that you have defense on your maybe cosmic artifact or any other means that you can get defense could be good for Doctor Strange. Okay, now on to the first tier of the talent wise. I mean, there are many options. You can either have this one. Right now you can actually reduce a cooldown like this one. Some of them will reduce the cooldown reset the cooldown of all the incantation power and so on and so forth. So this one you can do without, but you have more maximum kind of nooks to it. So it's just one way to make it more even out if that is a gameplay that you like. For me though, I mean this is more for health regen. Maybe if you are in a harder content, maybe when you are in raid and so on, this could become useful for you, especially if your Doctor Strange can require the kind of regeneration of the health and so on. Maybe it's good, and this is also something that you may want to consider using if you're running into spirit issue. Take this note. But if you can maintain it through the med kit regeneration, then this is rather nice because it does buff all your kind of incantation power a great deal. So this is something that I would advise you if you can sustain the spirit. On the next one wise, I mean, I really can't put another utility here now. If you are in a raid and you say, well, I don't need to have the images of icon because in rage I don't need that, then I say, well, you could actually do a shield there. Now, why do you want to do a shield? Well, you could actually trigger it yourself, or you can do an auto trigger. Auto trigger would sort of give you whenever I fall below 50%, auto trigger. So that is a lazy way of not needing to have one hotbar, but it's really up to you on how you want to do it. Then another one is that you can your shield will apply this and that. And the third one, I think the third one is more whenever you do a shield, you do a health regen as well, which I think is where it really shines. So if a raid environment or harder content in a group environment, where you don't need to have the images of icons, then I would say the shield of the Seraphine probably be the one that I would recommend. As for the third tier wise, I mean, Flame of the Fountain that can pull an enemy into the area of effect is actually what Doctor Strange was before. So now you have to go and spec for it, because they removed that property. But a good thing that you get along also with the IC Tendril of the Ethalon will give you the Bruiser Golem. So you have a Golem, very, very nice kind of like a Golem to come up for it. So I totally kind of recommend you to at least try it out, whether you like the Flame of Force or not. I think it's a really nice idea. Another one is that if you like to, maybe some actually play such a way that, if you want to be resurrected or whatever, that when you get defeated and so on, so that is one that you every 2 minutes you can afford to die kind of thing. You could think about it that way. All right. And the third one is just a guard for the people around you. And, it's kind of nice as well if you are in a party, big party as well. The ritual circle kind of rather nice buff around it as well. So that's one thing for each member. So you can imagine the kind of buff you can have. So in a raid environment, you may want to go for this one, but then lose quite a fair bit of DPS somewhere. Then you have to find it somewhere else to fit for it. All right, or maybe the buff will be worth it. I do not know. Again, I'm not in the numbers right now. I want to ignore number because everything is going to change in one patch to the other. So on the fourth tiers wise, if you like, you could actually do Astro Legion, which is this one here. For example, if you don't feel that you need the images or icon, then you say, well, I would like to have something else to sort of play with, and this is for DPS and this is for tanking. So from a solo environment point of view, this is very nice for tanking. But if you are always in a group, then you may But even so, in a group, it's nice to have a tank. But anyhow, just up to you, entirely up to you. Another one, you can club the Seven Sons of the Cinnibus as well as Demons of Danak together as above. So I don't. I just have one of them. I don't have the other one of them because I would like to have the -1 to come up. So -1 is pretty cute. I always like that as a pet. So whether the number justify or not, like I said, I'm not looking into number, but I just do it purely for the fact that I feel the seal of the Vishanti is something that I have to take. Or if I don't take the shield of the Vesanti, I would then have to take this one. So I'll have the Seven Sons of Cinnibus, and then I have the Demons of the Danak that replaces the seal of Vishanti. So there's another option. So I don't pick the seal, but I'll take the demons on here. So you replace here as a demon. But I do find it quite useful because I use it as a DPS layer as well, because Seal of the Ostorf is the one that I reduce the cooldown of the Seal of Vishanti, as well as the I have 2 charges instead that will call more -1 for me to work for me. Another one, you can you can further buff your astral projection if so you wish to, but I haven't really tested what happened if you change it to the Astral Legion or whatever it is. Then would that still recognize as the power? Because I don't think they're that smart in terms of the talent wise, but I may be wrong. So if it's something that you want to synergize, you may want to try, but I have my doubt. And the last one is that if you do not want to use the seal or you do not want to use any of those pair that you have. So what are the pair? The pair are the Seven Sons of the Cinnibus, as well as the demon of the this one, the demon of the Danak. Or another pair is the Flames of the Faltine and the Icy Tendril of the Ichtholon, which is the Flame and Frost. If you don't want to use that pair, what is the third pair they can use? The third pair would be the Vipers of the Valtor, as well as the Winds of the Watum, which I find it rather spirit intensive. I don't know why. Maybe it's the same spirit. I don't know why. I tried that before I come to this video kind of thing. I found that, actually this is a pretty high cost. No wonder I was running into a little bit of spirit issues. So you could try this one together, but then I suspect that you need to turn this one on to give you the spirit restore as and when you go through your rotation. All right. So I hope this gives you some idea of what are the build options you have in terms of Doctor Strange. I mean, there are still a fair bit of build variety, although they kind of guide you into pairs of the power. And you may ask yourself one thing: for those that are not being featured here, like this one, where are they? I don't know. I probably wouldn't really use some of this power, but entirely up to you. If it's something that you feel you want to use, and so on, feel free to experiment. Like I said, it is very much right now it's just like a beta to me. Just try it and don't fall in love too much, because you never know what happened tomorrow. All right, so now next bit, I'll just go into the Cosmic Terminal and just showcase to you how it plays like. So this is cosmic difficulties. This is the highest I can get. I'm using the pre 2.0 patch gear through and through. I'm using a grade 70 legendary as well as 4 blessings. So whatever you see here, take that into consideration. What the kill time and so on is not going to be fantastic, but just observe how things are going. Like how he plays. Like I think there's an icon here, right? So you can do a lot of these things here, and and then you can see the bruiser that come out. So it's rather nice. You can do a -1 that come out as well. So it's quite a lot of things that come out here. All right. So like I said, I mean, I'm not going for kill time right now. So I can put another icon here, and they would sort of all attack the icons. And let me just do a signature, All Seeing Eyes, right? So you can keep Incantation Rise, and you can just keep your tanking up, and it's rather nice and simple. You don't need to worry too much about where things are, because you have your tank and so on that normally will help you tank all these things for you -1 as well. And anytime that you need, you can always get the the golem as well. So it's quite nice. But like I say, I mean, as you can see, you do have to watch out for the spirit and just make it your way through if you need to. So that is something that you need to watch out. And that's about it really. Just keep pressing a space bar for me. Whenever I need to, I always try to get the all right. So yeah, I mean, a bit steady. I mean, like I say, this is not really a DPS kind of contest. I'm with all this whatever 2.0 gear, but just to demonstrate to you how it plays like. So it can be rather interesting. All right, so don't forget the space, the med kit that is very useful for everything you do here. So I mean, as you can see, imagine this content was harder content, maybe cosmic danger room and so on. It's rather just like rather nice and easy. There's not much like a scary moment to it. You just need to work through your rotation and make sure that you maintain your spirit through and through. All right, so that's basically the gameplay of how it's like. But like from a damage perspective, don't think too hard right now, really, because there's still a lot of things that not tuned up, or some power still need tuning. I mean, this is really back to beta in a sense. I don't like the fact that things are moving so slow, but this is a new gameplay. Things just get a little bit slower. This is just how it like, and let me just. Right, so another icon there. So I just want to go a little bit faster, burn things up as I go in there. Right, so that's it. Another one here. Right, so just demonstrate how it's like. Make sure you watch out for your spirit. I think you're fine. There's not really a lot of rocket science playing Doctor Strange right now. No more hopper dancing. That's one thing. It could be rather relaxing, like you see. You seldom really see Doctor Strange in any scary moment at all. So that's it. Just keep your incantation, and if you want to, then make sure you fill up your. Okay, so bounty available. So I don't really need to do everything here. So I'm just need to fly to the thing here and right, icon. Again, I'm just like sometimes I delay the icon a little bit because I know that I don't need to call them quite out so soon, like right now. Although it does help though in incantation. The more you incantate, the more you can do. You'll get reset the power and reset the cooldown and stuff like that. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. So just keep the thing on and make sure your spirit are up, and I think that's it, really. And sometimes when things are easy, you don't really need to take the icon out all the time. But I just want to work my way through to show you guys how the whole thing works. All right. See, you see what I mean? It's very relaxing in a harder content as well. It's barely anything that you need to worry about. But then again, I hope they don't really nerf all these things. I thought it's very nice. All right, so there was some scary moments. I just make sure that I hit the right thing, and you hear all this like keyboard sound because I mapped the space bar to the med kit kind of thing. All right, so. Right, so that's it. Curse time, I'll just bring out the icon there, and that's my pawn. But do move around a bit. And I think towards the end I'll do ultimate just to have fun and show you how his ultimate like. So his ultimate is something like that. Rather make him a bit stronger as well. Bring the icon there. And that's about it really. That's it. So I hope you kind of get the idea of how this build work. If you know me, I'm someone who's rather a simple man. I don't really do anything fancy. So I prefer builds that are effective and does the job well. Not too hard to execute. Just sometimes long days of work, you just come back and no, there's no cosmic gem of the curse. I think it is a myth. So in summary, I hope you get an idea of how the new Doctor Strange is like. Do let me know in the comment box below. how you find him as well, what other big options you have. You know, we have a lot of very vibrant community within this YouTube channel to read each other's comments and support each other as well. And if you like this sort of guide, to check out the link at the description below. I put a lot of video organized nicely for you in my website. So I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.